Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the C.R. Lawrence. This is the part number GEN037PN. This is their Geneva hinge, which in my experience is the most, well, it's certainly among the absolute most common of hinges from C.R. Lawrence. This is the big heavy hinge. The GEN is Geneva. The 037 is a reference to the fact that this is a wall mount full back plate. They make back plates that are shorter. This is the wall-mounted and full-size back plate. The PN means polished nickel, by the way. This is going to be available in a staggering quantity of available finishes. I'm going to have to say there's probably 2 dozen finishes. So suffice it to say that there'll be all your bronze, your brass, your chrome, polished satin, antique, quite odd finishes as well, like maybe an antique copper can sometimes be available, and likely are in the 037 hinge from C.R. Lawrence. This is going to be capable of glass thicknesses from 5/16 to ½ inch. This is going to be something that you're going to see in a lot of different installations. You'll commonly see these. This hinge I use when I have a larger size piece of glass, or I have a thicker size piece of glass. I like how massive the weight is on this hinge. It's 1.5 pounds basically of almost all brass. It's excellent. The PN now in the part number, that means polished nickel, if I didn't say that earlier. The Geneva series hinge is a professional caliber hinge that you're going to see in high-end hotels, residential applications. It's able to accommodate that 5/16 to ½ inch glass. They are Geneva hinges are self-centering and contain a reversible 5-degree pivot pin, and that pivot pin is underneath this plate. You can see evidence of it right here, and that can be removed out and reversed should you want that to be, should you want to accommodate an off-angle installation. That can be accommodated with custom pivot pins as well. Made of solid brass with all moving parts, and moving parts are stainless steel. There is a significant amount of additional product information below this video that is important to review. The summary of all of that beyond the pivot point and the glass thickness and the fact that it's solid brass. This is a double acting hinge. We'll swing in 90 degrees, we'll swing out 90 degrees. Included as indicated in the additional information will be a set of gaskets. You're going to need a set of gaskets. There'll be 4 individual gaskets in there, and that will be to help you accommodate for different glass thickness. Okay, the thick ones if you have thinner glass and so on. Black is the standard for those. You are going to get an Allen wrench and 2 additional screws. Now here's why. The screws that are included in this, they're going to be for, you're going to have the ability to remove those Phillips screws that are there and install the Allen head screws, which are, you know, quite frankly, more appropriate for applications that are going to be public-oriented. Hotels, you'll see Allen head screws all the time, are far more common. Those screws actually, in both Phillips and hex drive, can be ordered separately. They come in bags of 8 maybe, I forget, but there's a certain quantity of screws that you can buy should you need to replace them. And speaking of replacing parts, screws are not nearly as common to buy, even though sometimes when people buy this next item, they'll buy screws as well, but gaskets. I would suggest that you archive the hinge data somewhere, because sooner or later you will need gaskets. It's just a matter of time, whether it be a decade or shorter or longer. Gaskets fatigue, they do, and that's the bottom line. We sell lots of gaskets naturally. The final thing that you're going to get is a long package of what I'm going to go with is number 10 by about 2-inch screws. That's obviously going to be for your full back plate. Now there are links below this video showing the product information, and that's page 1 of what you're going to get in the installation instructions. They're going to show the cut sheet, and that's really the template on the prep that you need for the glass. Okay, very detailed right here, very typical and common sort of prep that you're going to use for prepping the door for this material. Then finally we have a technical wall plate drawing, which is just showing you the dimensions of this. And speaking of dimensions, let's get some rude dimensions right now. 3.5 by just short on 2 inch. inch and 15/16 I'd go with. The overall width of the hinge, about 2.5 inch. Overall height of this hinge, 3.5. The hinge itself, when I hook my tape measure on that leaf, is about 2 1/8 inch. Okay. Then from the hinge, you can study where the knuckle behavior is operating at. 7/8 down to about 2 9/16. Okay, very nice quality material. The name Sierra Lawrence is synonymous with all things shower door hardware related. They are really the name that is completely known for that material. As it pertains to hinges, the Geneva is just one of 15 or so different series of hinges that they have that are going to differ in both shape and size, function. They all are pretty much self-centering at 180 degree, but they have a variety of different back plates, hinge to clamp, things of that nature. Now, because there is far more to review than I could possibly discuss, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all the Sierra Lawrence products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, but a link to their subsection product catalogs. There are lots. I think if Sierra Lawrence printed every catalog that they had, it would be, several phone books thick. The one you're going to want to look for is just simply called Shower Door Hardware. Pull that document up, search for the name Geneva, and you're going to instantly be in the thick of all of that material. Admittedly, it's a bit intimidating when you first look at it in terms of the overwhelming amount, but as you familiarize yourself with the catalog, it becomes somewhat less intimidating. If you have any questions on the Geneva GEN037PN full mount full backplate hinge or any other Sierra Lawrence product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.